What is up, YouTube? There's currently just over a week left of the ranked season and the season in general for EV Grove, and if you're a ranked gamer like me, you're probably stressing out a bit about reaching whatever rank you're trying to get, whether it be Master Ball or top 10k, top 5k, or even maybe top 1k. So as we all know, the game is very luck based and it's very easy to just blame the entire game on luck, but I personally believe that there's a little more than just luck to be able to grind out this game and get your rank up. So every single day, I believe that the meta slightly shifts and people start changing their decks a little bit from here to there, moving their support cards from one to the other, and with that shift, certain metas could start to become really good. I made a video before about how poison decks are even better now because Pokemon Center Lady isn't seen as much anymore, and now with a certain shift in the meta, I believe that there's a certain way that you could play to maximize your wins. So I just got off a 9-game winning streak in ranked, which got me back into top 5,000, and the way I got to it was actually by making a pretty crazy decision. So by now, obviously every person runs some type of counter to Oricorio because you don't want to just take that L. So usually that means including one extra card in your deck just to deal with facing an Oricorio. But what I start to notice, especially in higher Master Ball ranks, was that you would rarely run into Oricorio at all. Maybe 1 out of 10 matches, max 2 out of 10, but Oricorio decks start to just kind of fall off because they just weren't as strong anymore with everyone trying to counter it. So that's why I started thinking, why don't I just not care about the bird and making my deck as best as possible without having to add an extra card just to deal with the bird. And that's why I thought about using Solgaleo again, which I haven't used in a little bit actually. So the one thing about Solgaleo decks is that the counter for it is usually adding a Magearna. The only problem with that was that Magearna is a basic Pokemon, so it takes space away from your Pokeballs and from your start. So when you face off against a non-Oricorio deck, which is pretty often, and you draw your Magearna, it's kind of a dead card. And even worse when you have to start with one and not get your Eevee or Cosmog out. When I decided to take out the Magearna and add in an extra card for more support, my deck pulls became so much more consistent without having the Magearna clog up my deck. So Galeo is a great deck against the top 2 metas right now, which are the Greninja, Sylveon, and Giratina, and then also the Charizard Sylveon. Against the Greninja deck, it one-shots the Sylveon, and if you get a decent hand, it will beat out the Giratina before it powers up too quick. And usually you'd think that Charizard is the perfect counter to Solgaleo, but with the addition of leftovers, Solgaleo could actually beat out the Charizard as long as they don't use a red or a Guzma. But as of late, I've noticed the Charizard decks were not running red or Guzma, so I've been able to get away with it and win a matchup that I usually don't win. And to replace the Magearna, I actually added a second Sabrina just to deal with an Oricorio just in case I face it to give me a fighting chance to beat it. So the only way the Oricorio deck could beat you is if they get out that second Oricorio before you're able to get that first knockout. And I'll actually show a battle where I actually beat an Oricorio deck without even having Magearna to counter it. So in today's video, I'll go over 4 battles that I went through. I'll show off a win against the Greninja, Giratina, Sylveon deck, the Charizard deck, an Oricorio deck, and also a Garchomp deck. Hope this video helps out in your last minute grind, and I hope you are able to reach whatever rank you're trying to get. Alright, let's get to these games. Alright, so this first battle is against that Giratina, Greninja, and Sylveon deck. So let's see how it goes. Honestly, I don't mind going first with the Solgaleo deck. You kind of just draw more cards, and you're able to get that Solgaleo out as quick as possible. It's always good to see our leftovers quick. Sometimes you get that leftovers as like the final card. Although you don't really need the leftovers too much against this matchup. So I use Professor's Research here first instead of the Pokeball because I'm looking for my Cosmog. And we get that Cosmog as we were hoping for. So put that out, and hopefully we don't get red card or a Mars because we do have a Sylveon that we could use on our Eevee on the next turn. But if he does red cards, honestly not that bad. We still have 1 research left, and then the Sylveons will be back in the deck to use. Unfortunately, this guy's getting a lot of Psychic Energy for his Giratina. You kind of hate to see that against this matchup. Basically, best case scenario is that they get a bunch of water energy, and so they won't be able to power up their Giratina as quick. The best part about Sylveon is honestly getting another Professor's Research out of the draw. And here we find what we need to get. That's why I kind of like going first, honestly. Like, you just get to evolve right away into your Solgaleo. You don't get to attack as quick, but honestly, it's just more important to get that Solgaleo out before you get red carded or Mars. So now we're just chilling, honestly. Like, if he evolves into Sylveon, which he might to get more draw, I think that would be a bad move from him unless he has a cape. You just one-shot the Sylveon with your Solgaleo. He evolved. I guess this guy's just super desperate to draw cards. Or maybe he's gonna get his cape. If he doesn't put a cape on that Sylveon, that was a pretty bad play, to be honest. A little bit of a questionable flop on him. Yeah, definitely not worth it just to get 2 cards. Because the thing is Giratina won't one-shot my Solgaleo. And also, why did he... Okay, this is funny. I guess... I mean, what was really the point of putting... That's just a useless energy that he put as Sylveon. Like, I don't know if he was just baiting me. But yeah, this is an easy 2 prize points right there. Having a red is actually really good in your Solgaleo deck, honestly. And if he attacks, it goes down to 130, and then we use the red and we win. Which is, I'm pretty sure is about to happen in this. Yeah, Solgaleo honestly is just so bulky, just so much health. It's just such a good card. And just like that, we won the game. Most likely a concede come in. Yep. Cool, yeah, so that was easy, honestly. Getting out your Solgaleo really quick is just the key to everything, and not having that Magearna like clog up your deck is honestly just a way to get your deck more consistent. Alright, let's go on with the next battle. Alright, so this battle is against a Charizard deck. He does brick a little bit. Not a little bit, but he does brick in this. But I also just want to show that this how quickly this Solgaleo deck is able to move and draw without having that Magearna. So in this one we go second, so this will make us attack really quickly if we're able to get our Solgaleo out and running. This is pretty much the perfect hand you could ever get to start off with. Chances of him getting using a red card on us is pretty low if we only have so little cards. The bad thing about going second is that this is what, for Charizard decks, you want to go first. So we get another Eevee, we get our 1 energy on Cosmog. And on the next turn we have a Sylveon to draw 2 and hopefully get another Professor's Research. All we're looking for is a Solgaleo. Honestly, in the current meta, it's almost pretty much who could find their rare candy evolution the quickest. And now, if we're able to get the Solgaleo out on this next turn, we just get a free 2 prize points on that Sylveon. Oh, that was a good play by him. So he's very aware that that's free points. Oh, and here we get double Sylveon draw. So this is insane drawing right now. Get another candy, and we get our Solgaleo. Like, we're just drawing like crazy right now. We haven't even seen our research yet. I think in this deck, for this battle, I wasn't using a red. I was just kind of playing around with having double Sabrina and Osiris instead. But I do think after playing a bit that I prefer having just 2 Sabrina and the 1 red. But either way, like, they're both pretty good. And now we already have a second Solgaleo, like, kind of ready to go too. pretty good Mars. We're already in a really good position, so. And he also Mars us our leftovers, which is kind of what we need. I used the Lily there just to get back to 180. We'll need to be at a full 180 if we want to survive against a Charizard hit. And if you were to get the Charizard on the next one, he can't attack me with the Charmander to get me down under 180. So he'd be forced to evolve into that Charizard, and he won't be able to one-shot us unless he has the red. And it looks like he didn't find his Charizard. So yeah, honestly, so much more drawing without the Magear now. We were able to get double Solgaleo before he even got one Charizard out. Alright, on to the next battle. So this battle is going to be against a Garchomp Rampardos deck. Against this matchup, you really just want to prevent them from getting that Rampardos as much as possible, whether you Sabrina in their Fossil or use a Greninja or whatever it may take. But yeah, honestly, against any Rampardos, your main target is that Fossil. So we see our rare candy in Solgaleo already, which is great. We do have a high chance of getting redded right now, though. That's one of the issues with our draw. Nice. So he already got to attack us. We'll get a free prize point right here. One of the best things about Solgaleo is that even if you get Sabrina, you just get to go back to the active spot for free. Yeah, so I've played like 30 games now with this deck, and honestly, the amount of times I get Solgaleo out so quickly is way more than it should be. That's why I feel like I've just been winning so much, because I am getting my evolution way quicker than anyone else. Unfortunately, this guy gets his Rampardos out, which kind of sucks. We'll see what we do here. Oh, if I hit him with 120, he'll be down a bit. And then it'll be just about who gets their next guy out, because his Eevee / Sylveon won't be able to attack with his energy. So right now we're just trying to find our Cosmog. We do find it, and we find our Solgaleo, so this is probably gonna be GG's for him. Yeah, so this Rampardos is now gonna get KO'd if he attacks our Solgaleo. Unless he has a Lily. If he has a Lily, that would suck. Ooh, red card. It's a really good red card, unfortunately. And unfortunately for him, we get our rare candy and Solgaleo back. Yeah, so with that, the game is over. I'll be able to get Solgaleo, and I'll be able to get my third prize point off that Eevee. The thing with the Garchomp decks too, he gets to attack quick, but the issue is that his attack is just too little. The 100 is just it's not enough, and that's the problem with Gengar EX too. I know everyone wants Gengar EX to be a thing, but 100 is just not enough. Alright, let's get on to that final battle. Alright, so this battle is against the Oricorio, Zeraora, and Silvally deck. We have a lot of draw in our opening hand. If this is a Cosmog, we'll be in a really good spot. We do not get the Cosmog, unfortunately. Kind of scary to use one of Professor's research, but I think we need to, just because we want to find that Cosmog as quickly as possible. Fortunately, we don't find one, so we won't be able to evolve right off bat. Good thing about going first here too is that it's bad for the Zero Aura. Zero Aura, it's always better for them to go first so they can attach that energy and then attack on the next one. Yeah, so you won't be able to attack on his first turn. See, this is great. I was able to use the Pokeball without having to worry about a Magearna coming up. There's be times where like I need a Cosmog so bad and then the Pokeball brings out the Magearna and I'm like, fuck, like they just wasted my entire turn. I chose not to do the research just because I don't want to get 2 cards and make my hand look bigger for him to end up just red carding or Marsing away my stuff. Unfortunately, this guy has a Giovanni, like that's pretty big for him. But we do have a Solgaleo about to come out, so that's good. And then hopefully we could just start killing before his Oricorio, he gets 2 Oricorios out. Right now, this entire match is just hinging on him not getting his second Oricorio out before we're able to get 2 points. So right now I'm just trying to draw and find my Sabrinas. Also, without playing any counter to the Oricorio, I think Oricorio decks are so used to playing in a manner where they know that the other person has a counter for it, that they'll play a certain way. And that's why I feel like this guy made some decisions in this match that he made because he was probably thinking that I was trying to get a Magearna. So here, let's see if I'm gonna use my Sabrina already. I opt to not use my Sabrina just yet. I think I was afraid that I was gonna leave it to just have the Oricorio out by itself. So right now I'm kind of just hoping he's gonna place another extra card out there for safety. And he ends up doing that. They usually like getting their Savali out just because it has more firepower, just for a final blow. Like the Oricorio to kill Solgaleo, it takes a full 4 turns, so usually in their mind they're trying to get their Savali up so that they could, you know, finish off the Solgaleo a lot quicker. So now I'm starting to use my Sabrinas. I also forget to attach an energy, but that's okay. So now all we're waiting for is one more Sabrina. And also hoping he will not put down a second Oricorio. Oh, also with this deck, I actually decided that I don't want to use Mars and red in my deck. That's just a choice for me, just because I just want a more aggressive deck and just have more tools to attack. And also, honestly, having Mars and red card, it kind of stresses me out because you never know what the opponent's gonna get. Even if you do like a proper red and a proper Mars, and there's a Sabrina, we get our 3rd point. But yeah, sometimes you'll use a red card when you're technically supposed to, and then they still get the hand that they want. Like, it just sucks, you know? Like, sometimes there's no beating luck, and I'd rather just kind of play the game and not have to worry about whether or not this red card or Mars is gonna work out for me or not. So yeah, that's why I kind of decided to not run with it. The game was a lot more fun for me when I didn't have to use it. I have to worry about whether I'm helping them or not. But But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed all those games. Let me know if you decide to try to go and without any Oricorio counter. It all depends on what you're seeing in your ranked bracket. If you're not seeing as much Oricorio, then I would try suggesting replacing your Oricorio counter with an extra support card, like an extra Sabrina or a Cyrus or a Red. If you're able to win more games in general because of not having a dead card, it's honestly better. And you still have a chance to be an Oricorio even without having your counter, whether it's like a Flareon or a Magearna or whatever it may be. So yeah, try it out. Even the #1 player in the world sometimes plays his Charizard deck without a Flareon just because Oricorio is just not seen as much anymore in higher Master Ball ranks. So yeah, there's about 8 more days-ish of ranked. Hopefully you'll be able to get to where you want. All right, guys, take care. Peace.